So it will come out to the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Miami Hurricanes as we get underway on a beautiful night for football here in Austin, Texas. University of Miami Hurricanes will be starting Jim Kelly at quarterback. He is their fine QB, and there's been a change as far as wide receivers concerned.
Yes, indeed. Rocky Belk, the wide receiver, the speed merchant for the Miami Hurricanes, suffered an appendicitis attack early this morning. He underwent surgery this afternoon at Brackenridge Hospital here in Austin. He is okay, and we'll give you who's going to be in there in just a moment.
1st and 10 for the Canes from the 20-yard line. Kelly's give goes to the up back in the eye. Hobbs, who is swarmed under by Texas. Big Kenneth Sims was right in there. Their consensus All-American.
Yes, sir. Kenneth Sims does everything. He is an awesome player. We'll be watching him this afternoon. An interesting matchup because he is against Alvin Ward, a freshman who is in there in place of the injured John Canine. Let's set the offensive line.
Glenn Dennison will be a tight end for Miami. And moving across the line, it will be Dave Stewart at left tackle, Barbarino at left guard, Bailey as the center. And at the right guard position is Alvin Ward, and Frazier is the tackle. Dropping back to throw is Kelly, and he's got Brodsky at the 30-yard line. William Graham makes the stop for the University of Texas.
It's interesting to take a look at this matchup, and getting back to the Rocky Belk situation, we can look for Mike Rodriguez in there, or Keith Cleveland, or Lawrence Thompson for the Miami Hurricanes. Keith Cleveland and Lawrence Thompson, a couple of sophomores and a couple of speed burners. So we'll watch and see how they play under pressure in this big game here today.
1st down for the Hurricanes at the 30-yard line. Jim Kelly at the controls, and Kelly's give goes to Hobbs, and Hobbs goes to the 35-yard line. And Mark Weber, the right tackle for the Texas defensive unit, makes the hit.
Very important for the Miami Hurricanes early, Jim, to try to establish a running game. Their running game has been one of the sore spots in their offense. They are averaging only about 98 yards rushing so far in the 2 games that they have played this year. Hobbs has gained only, I think, 66 yards, Roan something like 73 in 2 games, and they are their number 1 running backs.
2nd and 5 from the 35. Kelly operating for Miami at quarterback with an I formation. Kelly to throw. And he's got Dennison, the tight end, and Dennison is out of bounds at the 39 or 40-yard line. We'll see when they spot it down. Bobby Johnson, the strong safety, number 28, made the tackle for Texas.
Texas last year, 7-5. They lost to North Carolina in the Bluebonnet Bowl. Of course, the University of Miami, 9-3. And they had the victory in the Peach Bowl, a win over BPI. The only losses by Miami last year to Penn State, Notre Dame, and Mississippi State, as both of these teams play awesome schedules. Of course, Texas rated 4th in the nation by AP and UPI. Here come the Canes. 3rd
and short yardage, 1 yard, just on between the 39 and the 40. And Kelly's give goes to Smokey Roan, who gets the 1st down for Miami. Is tripped up at the 44-yard line by that strong safety Bobby Johnson and by the middle linebacker Doug Shankle, who were there to make the tackle for Texas.
Let's take a look at it right here. They thought maybe they would run, and it was Kenneth Sims coming in to make the stop. He is an awesome specimen, number 77. We'll be watching him all afternoon. We'll be telling you more about him.
1st and 10 for the Hurricanes of Miami at the 45-yard line. They're still in their own territory. No score. We're in the 1st quarter at Austin. Give off goes to Hobbs. There was a fumble on the play, and let's see who the recovery was made by. Kenneth Sims was right there to make the hit for the Texas Longhorns. It looks like the recovery was probably made by Miami, and there was either no gain on the play or a loss.
Well, we're waiting to see. They're still trying to unpile them. We don't know who's got the ball at this point, and it looks like the Hurricanes come up with it. And the Texas Longhorns not at all happy with that call.
A 2-yard loss for the Hurricanes, so it'll be 2nd and 12 coming back. We've got no score in the football game, 12 minutes and 6 seconds to play in this 1st quarter.
Kenneth Sims, 265 pounds, 6'6", a consensus All-American.
Jim Kelly with a slot offense. The slot would be to the left side. Kelly to throw as he drops back. He's got time and unloads. To Brodsky, who's out of bounds on the far side in Texas territory at the Texas 39-yard line. And Vance Bedford, number 41, made the tackle.
Great play by Larry Brodsky. Great catch. A senior. And watch the time Kelly has here to throw the ball. He gets good protection from the offensive line, and that's one of the keys. The Hurricanes have to give Kelly protection to get their passing game going. The Texas Longhorns really put on a pass rush.
1st and 10 for the Canes at the 39 of Texas. The Longhorns using 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers. Kelly to throw. Pump fakes and now throws long for Rodriguez, and it is intercepted by Texas at the 11-yard line by Vance Bedford, number 41, a 6 feet tall, 160-pound senior from Beaumont.
Big turnover in the early going by the University of Miami Hurricanes. So now the Canes defense will have to come on. Let's take another look at it right here as it comes down. And you'll see that Vance Bedford had good position and intercepted the pass. A good interception by Vance Bedford from Beaumont, Texas, a senior.
So Texas takes over the football deep in their own territory. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Longhorns at the 11-yard line. Rick McIver, number 15, operating a quarterback with an eye. The give goes to the fullback, Carl Robinson. He comes straight up the middle. Tony Ciccolo makes the tackle.
Taking a look at the matchup, Jim, between the quarterbacks, McIver and Kelly. Kelly has 5 interceptions, and with that one by Vance Bedford, that's the 6th one this year. Here's a look at the offensive backs, McIver, Jones, Robinson, Mullins, and Walls. But Kelly has thrown 6 interceptions with this one just now. McIver has hit 12 of 26 passes, 2 TDs, and no interceptions so far this season.
2nd and 10, ball still at the 11 for Texas. No score at Austin. I formation, and McIver's pitch goes to Jones, and Jones across the 15-yard line and gets down across the 20 to the 23-yard line before he is brought down by Greg Brown, number 93, a junior from Woodbridge, Virginia. This is just a super player, Jam Jones, a senior from Youngstown, Ohio.
Jam Jones, he has had some great games. One of his problems has been he is injury prone. Let's take a look at the Texas offensive line. Big Sampleton at tight end, Taboka. We've got Sheeran, we've got Babb at center, Dawson, and Tosh. Tosh is another great player. You'll have to keep an eye on him. He's up against Lester Williams of the University of Miami, number 73. That's another classic matchup here today.
3rd and 4, the ball on the 17-yard line for the Texas Longhorns. In an I formation with McIver, and his give goes to Jones from the top of the I, and there's a slight gain on the play, maybe a half a yard or a yard. Bob Nelson makes the hit for Miami. He's number 91, the right tackle.
Miami big across that front line. Lester Williams at 277, Tony Ciccolo in the nose guard spot at 244, and Bob Nelson, a big 250-pounder. No score in the football game. First quarter action. Texas has just intercepted a Jim Kelly pass, and here they come.
4th down and 2, ball on the 19. They'll kick away. Texas will kick away. John Goodson is the kicker for Texas, averaging 42 yards a kick. Gets it high, a barefoot kicker, hangs it way up high. Freddie Marion will take it down for Miami at the 21-yard line. He's up to the 25 and swarmed under at the 26-yard line. James makes the tackle for the Texas Longhorns. So the Hurricanes take the football over in pretty good field position. The ball between the 26 and the 27-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Canes with 9:32 to play in this first quarter. The Hurricanes, when they come out of the huddle, will still be operating with Jim Kelly at the quarterback at the controls.
A near-capacity crowd here at Memorial Stadium in Austin, Texas. Temperature at game time, 91 degrees. There's Fred Akers, head coach of Texas. What a career he has had here. He's in his 5th season, a record of 38-12, 4 bowl teams, 7 All-Americans.
Kelly to throw. He's being rushed. Hit behind the line by Texas at the 16-yard line. Eric Holly, the left end, 93. Doug Schenkel, the middle linebacker, 48, come blitzing in to make the stop on Kelly way behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's take another look at it. Kelly going back to pass, and big number 48, Doug Schenkel, 6 feet, 222 pounds, a senior from Dallas, came barreling in, first man to hit him. Then he got some help from Eric Holly, the left end from Austin.
What you're looking at when you see Texas is the number 2 defense in the country, and the way that they go at Miami, you can see why they're number 2. They are aggressive. Their pursuit is excellent. 2nd and 19, the ball on the 18 for Miami. Kelly with an I formation. Gives off to Hobbs on the draw, and Hobbs a slight gain maybe to the 17 or 18-yard line before he is brought down by Mark Weber, the right tackle from Texas City, Texas, for the Longhorns. The Longhorns recruit mostly in the state of Texas.
Yes, they do. Most of their youngsters are from Texas, and, well, they got a lot of good footballers right here in Texas.
3rd down and 19, the ball on the 18. No score in the ball game. 8:14 to play in the first quarter. A split backfield behind Kelly. Kelly to throw. Out in the flat, and he's got Brodsky out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So Larry Brodsky, who's been compared with Howard Twilley, he's a possession receiver, and he catches the football, goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Larry Brodsky moves up on the all-time pass receiving ladder for the Canes nearly every game. He has a string now of 23 consecutive performances in which he's caught at least one pass for the Canes.
Miami will kick on 4th and 7. Greg LaBelle from Danielson, Connecticut, boots away, and it's a wobbly boot. It'll hit down at the 40 and take a Miami roll down across the 20-yard line, down to the 16-yard line, where it is finally blown dead. Lawrence Thompson was the speed merchant, number 22, that was down for the University of Miami. So Texas takes over the football. Texas with the football at the 17. The give-off goes to Jones, and Jones fights forward to the 19-yard line. But Miami's defense was aggressive. Tony Chickalo, the first man there, the nose tackle, number 71.
Miami defense swarming, as is the Texas defense. You've got two great defensive units here. The one thing that has been suspect with both of these teams has been the offense. They haven't been able to get the offense cracking in the early two games, even though they both have come up with victories.
2nd and 8, the ball on the 19-yard line for the Texas Longhorns operating in their own territory. And at quarterback, it's Rick McIver, a junior from Fort Stockton, Texas. He's with an I formation. The give-off goes to the tailback from the top of the I, Jones, and he is hit and brought down. Ronnie Lippett, who's the quick corner, that's the outside right corner, comes in and makes the stop.
Very, very good play by Ronnie Lippett. He saw it coming all the way. He moved in quickly when the tight end Stapleton came over to the other side. Watch Lippett move in here. Now we'll try to see him. Well, we didn't have a shot of Lippett on that one, but Lippett really read the play well, and he's a big playmaker. That's the way the Canes describe him.
3rd and 8 from the 19 for the Texas Longhorns. No score in the first quarter. McIver rolling and looking to throw, and does out in the flat, and he's got his man, Ronnie Mullins, number 88, bounced out of bounds on the far side by Rod Bellinger.
But I think he's going to be short of a first down. I think they're going to have about a yard to go, and that's going to bring up 4th and about 1. Here's the play, simple little rollout by McIver, and he drills the receiver. Good play.
Bringing up 4th down and a little over a yard. Ball on the 26-yard line. The Texas Longhorns will kick out of there. John Goodson, 6'3", 200, a senior from Houston, will be the kicker for the Longhorns.
John Goodson last year did a lot of place kicking for the Longhorns, but now they've got Raul Alegre in doing the field goal kicking. Got Freddie Marion back deep.
There's the boot. It's high. Marion will take it at the 26-yard line. He's across the 30, up to the 35, and goes to the 37-yard line before Beeler and Williams make the stop for Texas.
We'll talk more about Freddie Marion here as the game goes on. He is really a defensive whiz for the Miami Hurricanes.
1st and 10 for the Miami Hurricanes. The football at the 37-yard line.
No score in the football game. We're in the first quarter here at Memorial Stadium in Austin. 5 minutes, 52 seconds remaining to play in first quarter action. This is band night here. We have 16,000 band members from area high schools and all across the state of Texas. And everywhere you look, we have a sea of color.
5:52 to play in this first quarter. And so far, it's been pretty even, although Texas, Ron, has been deep in their own territory most of the evening and has not been able to mount much of an offensive drive. Miami has been able to penetrate into Texas territory, but they haven't been able to really capitalize on their opportunities yet.
That is correct, Jimmy. Well, this is going to be an interesting game. You've got the 4th-ranked team of the nation in Texas. You've got the 14th-ranked team in Miami. Two teams in the top 20. Both teams have to win today to maintain that ranking. So, big football game.
Kelly at the line with an I formation. He's got receivers left and right. Cleveland, number 19, bottom of your screen. The pitch goes to Smokey Roan. sweeping outside, and he is hit and brought down at the 40-yard line. Bruce Schultz, the strong side linebacker, made the tackle. He's from right here in Austin, Texas, and has his fans in the stands, 6'6", 240 pounds.
Alvin Ward out in front of Smokey Roan on that sweep, but he doesn't pick up but about, maybe 2, maybe let's make it 3 yards. It'll make it 2nd and 7 now. The ball on the 40, first quarter action.
Dennison, number 86, checks in at tight end. Number 84, Barada, goes out for Miami. Texas has been running a 4-man front most of the evening and stacking their linebackers right in the gaps. Receivers left and right. Kelly to throw. He's being pressured, rolling out. He's going to have to hang on to it and goes to the 44-yard line. Doug Schenkel, the middle linebacker, 48, makes the tackle for Texas.
Good play by Jim Kelly. Taking a look at that secondary for the Longhorns, they had everybody covered. Jim could not get rid of the ball, and he decided to run with it. And he picks up maybe another, let's make it 3 yards, and that'll make it 3rd down and 3. The ball on the 44. So a big 3rd down possession play coming up for the Miami Hurricanes right here.
Still no score in our football game at Austin with 5 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the first period. To the bottom of your screen, 25, is David Deakins, a 5'6", 145-pounder. The next to the littlest Hurricane. Too much time call against Miami.
Well, that's one they could not afford, as Jim Kelly came up to the line and was taking a long count. Perhaps he was checking off at the line, saw something he didn't like. Talking about that 4-2 that they employ on defense, the Texas Longhorns. Akers installed that when he came in. And as you say, they stacked the linebackers right inside the defensive end. Here is Coach Howard Schnellenberger from the University of Miami. 16-9 his record with the Hurricanes in his 3rd year, and he has the best winning percentage among UM coaches of all time. So Howard Schnellenberger off to a great start with the Hurricanes.
3rd and 8 from the 39-yard line for Miami. They're operating in their own territory. Kelly with an eye and pitches out to Mark Rush. Rush brought down from behind at the 41-yard line by Texas. They were right there. They diagnosed the play and really sniffed it out. The right end, Kiki Diala, made the hit for Texas.
Well, I think you're seeing already, Jim, that this is shaping up as quite a defensive struggle in the early going. Neither offense unable to get on track too much, and the defenses have dominated here in the early going. So LaBelle will go back to punt for the Miami Hurricanes.
On 4th and 7. Greg LaBelle waiting for the snap, and that is Herky Walls, the kick returner for Texas that you were looking at just a moment ago. It's a high, long kick, and it's taken by Walls at the 12-yard line. Walls is being chased and brought down way back at the 6-yard line. Brought down at the 6-yard line, and bringing him down for Miami was Dave Dithart, number 15. He was down in a hurry.
Great play by Denhart, and of course a great play by the specialty teams for the University of Miami Hurricanes. Downfield quickly. He had no place to go, and they bring him down. So, here comes Texas again.
3 minutes, 50 seconds to play first quarter. 1st and 10 for Texas. And again, they start in the hole at the 6-yard line. University of Miami has been running sometimes 3 down linemen, and sometimes they've gone to 5 up front. But what they like to do is to drop their ends off a little bit so that those ends really have to be almost like other linebackers.
That is right.
Texas Longhorns 2-0, the Miami Hurricanes 2-0, and so far we've seen a pretty even football game tonight in Austin.
Interesting score. Came in just a little bit ago. Got a rise out of the crowd. Southern Cal knocking off Oklahoma this afternoon.
Texas next week will be taking on the Oklahoma Sooners.
Texas will have Oklahoma next week. The University of Miami will have Vanderbilt.
That Texas-Oklahoma game is no longer on a home-and-home series. They play it in Dallas, and of course you know that half of the stadium is Texas and the other half Oklahoma. Now here's Texas at the line, 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. It is 6-yard line. It's Rick McIver at quarterback. His give goes to the up back in the eye, Carl Robinson, who hits across on the counter on the right side. Short gain on the play, and making the tackle for the University of Miami Hurricanes is Scott Nicholas, a 6'3", 226-pound senior from Clearwater, who's closing in on Ted Hendricks.
Yes, he is. He only needs 7 tackles tonight, and he will surpass the All-Pro Raider defensive end linebacker Ted Hendricks, and that's quite a record.
Yes, it is. 2nd and 8, ball on the 8-yard line now. Again, I formation with split receivers on both sides. The give-off goes to Jones, and Jones is hit and brought down from behind by Miami's Tim Flanagan, playing outside, and Flanagan has been playing very, very well this season. He had a great year last year as a junior. Watch Jones as he goes to the left side here on the sweep.
Jam Jones trying to turn the corner, but Flanagan is there. Flanagan, a very emotional and an inspirational player for the Miami Hurricanes, really gets the crowd going when they play in the Orange Bowl in Miami. As for Scott Nicholas, he is something, as we say, closing in on Hendricks' record, and he's got a new nickname. He says, "Call me Fatback."
3rd and 8 from the 8 for the Texas Longhorns. McIver to pass and dropping, looking long and throwing, and it is incomplete. It was intended for his wideout, Ronnie Mullins, who was just running a straight fly pattern, and he's a speed burner, but he was being covered by Freddie Marion, who was the Defensive Player of the Week last week in Sports Illustrated.
Well, Freddie Marion is really something. He's the field general for the Miami Hurricanes back there. He has equaled Miami's school record in pass interceptions. He has 13 in his career, and he had a couple last week.
And he's also the punt returner. You were looking at him just a moment ago. Goodson will kick away for Texas from his own end zone and boots it high. Gets a Texas bounce as it rolls across the 50-yard line and goes down to the Miami 45 and across to the 44. So the Hurricanes will take over on offense, 1st and 10 at the 40. They're going to call it the 45-yard line. Mark Rick, number 9, is in at quarterback, and his pitch just went to none other than little Keith Griffin, number 44, who sweeps to the left side. Bobby Johnson, 28, the strong safety, brings him down. And what you're looking at now is a new backfield.
That is correct. They've got a whole new backfield in there, Jim, and just as soon as I tell what Kelly's doing, they put Rick in.
What they have right now is Rick in at quarterback, and in with him is Speedy Neal at the fullback spot and Keith Griffin at the running back spot.
We asked Coach Howard Schnellenberger, why are you putting those guys in the game at this point? He says, I'm going to give them some game experience under very tough conditions in the early going. We'll let them play a little bit. 2nd
down for Mark Rick and short yardage at the Texas 44-yard line. The give-off goes to Speedy Neal. He's going to be very, very close to a first down. He might have gotten across and gotten the first down to the 44-yard line. Kenneth Sims, 77, and Mark Weber, 69. The inside men for the Texas Longhorns defensive unit make the hit.
Speedy Neal is a young man out of Key West, Florida, 240-pound fullback with blazing speed. Has been a bit of a disappointment for the University of Miami. Here's Coach Howard Schnellenberger. The University of Miami on quite a roll, 7 straight victories. That's one of the longest strings in Miami history.
Miami got the first down. It's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line for the Canes, and it is still Mark Rick operating at quarterback with the I formation. The pitch goes to Keith Griffin, turns outside, and is bumped out of bounds along the Miami sideline, and there are flags all over the field. Doug Schenkel, the middle linebacker, made the tackle for Texas.
Well, I couldn't see what happened over there, but obviously it's going to be a personal foul. Schnellenberger is right in there, and I don't think he's happy with the call. It is a personal foul. So it goes, I believe, against the Texas Longhorns.
They're going to march it off right now, and as the referee is right in front of the Miami bench and is going to take the football down inside the 30 to the 26-yard line, and will give Miami the best field position it's had tonight.
Taking a look at Speedy Neal and Keith Griffin, who's the brother of Archie Griffin and Ray Griffin, in the backfield. This, when they recruited these youngsters a couple of years ago, the Miami Hurricanes said this is our backfield of the future. And they're giving them some work right now tonight, and they're doing pretty well. They're moving the football. The big backs are in there and doing a pretty good job. Mark
Richt is a junior from Boca Raton at 6'1" and 186, and he had a brilliant high school career. But because of the fact that he's played in back of Kelly, hasn't gotten a chance to play too much at Miami. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line for Miami. They're in Texas territory. The give-off goes to Neal, and he is hit and brought down behind the line of scrimmage as the Texas defense makes a great play. Ayala makes the hit. He's a big guy, 6'1", 235, a junior from Houston.
There is a flag. It is looks like holding, and I think it's going to be against Miami, and that's going to move the ball back for them. So it
56 seconds to play first quarter, no score.
Well, we thought we'd have a defensive struggle here, and that's what it's been so far in this first quarter. This is a beautiful stadium, Memorial Stadium, where the Longhorns play.
And great fans here in the state of Texas. They support their football teams at every college in this big state. A holding call, as you saw, went against the University of Miami, brings the football back to the 37-yard line, where it will be first down and 20 yards to go. Mark Richt still operating a quarterback. Richt drops the throw. In the flat, he's got Dennison, the tight end, who's hit and brought down at the 45-yard line by Bobby Johnson, the strong safety. Johnson's played himself a fine football game here in this first quarter. He's 6 feet, 191, and a senior from LaGrange, Texas.
Well, here you see it. Just a little flare pass out there, and really it only picks up 2 or 3 yards as Texas diagnosed it pretty well. Glenn Dennison making the catch. Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. So that's going to bring up second down now and 18. The ball on the 35-yard line.
It's still Speedy Neal at the up-back spot. Now they go to a split backfield. Neal 38 and Griffin 44. And operating at quarterback is still Mark Richt. The give-off goes to Speedy Neal, who is hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage by the right end, Kiki Ayala, who gets the credit for the stop.
At the end of the first quarter, the score is Miami nothing, Texas nothing. This is the USA Cable Network. And they're in good field position right now on the Texas 34-yard line, but a tough third down situation, 17 yards for a first down.
Mark Richt, the quarterback. Richt gives off to Speedy Neal on the draw, and he goes to the 30-yard line before he is brought down by Kenneth Sims, the All-American left tackle for the University of Texas Longhorn defensive unit.
Kenneth Sims, one of the most popular men on the Texas Longhorn campus. They say if this guy wanted to, he could run for governor of the state of Texas and he would win. Abe Lemons, the basketball coach, takes him along on a lot of games, especially down to Texas A&M, and he acts as Abe Lemons' bodyguard down there on the bench with the basketball team. He's a real presence on the campus. A field goal coming up by Danny Miller, the #1 field goal kicker in the United States.
4th and 13, the situation. The ball at the 30. The kick will come from the 37. It'll be a 47-yard attempt. His foot is into it. It's on the way, and it is no good. No good. It is off to the right. So Miller's field goal try misses, and Texas will take over on their own 30-yard line.
Well, Danny Miller has really had a season so far. 19 of the 33 points scored by the Hurricanes this year have been by Danny Miller. He also is the all-time scoring leader for the University of Miami with 186 points. Here's Fred Akers again, the head coach of Texas.
In the first quarter, Ron, Miami held the ball for 9 minutes and 20 seconds, and the Texas offense had it for 5 minutes and 40 seconds. 1st and 10, the ball at the 30-yard line for Texas in their own territory. McIver operating at quarterback, and he goes with the eye, and a man in motion now to the near side. The pitch goes to Jones. Jones hits at the 30-yard line and still on his feet up to the 35 and out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Jam Jones on the carry and knocked out of bounds in front of the Texas bench. Great athlete. Good size at 6'1", 206, and super speed. 2nd down and 4 coming back for the Texas Longhorns as we get into the second quarter with no score in the football game. The ball on the 36-yard line for the Longhorns of Texas. Miami now with 4 down linemen playing the linebackers in the gaps. The give-off goes to Jones again, and he comes upfield and across the 40 to the 42-yard line for the first down. Making the stop, Fred Marion.
Jam Jones did not play in the first game. He came back last week against North Texas State, rambled for 105 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he is a piece of work. They really like this guy.
Great block by the center, Mike Babb, on the last play.
Mike Babb, one of the strongest men on the team. Here are some first quarter stats. Rushing yards, Miami 22, 47 passing.
10 for Texas with 7 passing. Dropping back to throw is McIver, and he's got Jones coming out of the backfield. Jones is at the midfield stripe and across into Miami territory, brought down at the 44-yard line. Jam Jones catches the ball coming out of the backfield, and Ronnie Lippett, the quick corner, makes the hit, number 17 for Miami.
Here it is again. Jam Jones just loops out of the backfield, makes an easy catch. Here comes Ronnie Lippett into containing and getting some support by Freddie Marion, and I can't get the other jersey over there, but Jam Jones, number 24, great player, had a great game last year against Arkansas.
1st and 10 at the 42 of Miami for Texas. I formation, and Rick McIver is the quarterback. His give-off goes to the fullback, Carl Robinson, and he goes off the left guard for some yardage before he's brought down by Greg Brown. So he picks up about 5 yards on that last carry.
Carl Robinson, a junior, 6'1", out of Temple, Texas, and this is the best drive that we have seen in the football game thus far. It started on the Texas Longhorns 30-yard line, and they are driving now down at the 37-yard line of the Miami Hurricanes with a 2nd and 5 situation.
McIver at quarterback. He's got a receiver split out to the right side. The pitch goes to Jones. Jones trying to sweep here on the near side and brought down by Bellinger, who was blitzing in from the outside from the cornerback spot, and also by Scott Nicholas, who got a hand on him after Bellinger slowed him up. So it'll remain 5 yards to go, and that brings up 3rd down.
Well, you take a look at this Texas Longhorns, and they look an awful lot like Notre Dame. Texas Longhorns nearing 600 victories in their 89th season. One of the reasons they look so much like Notre Dame is Ron Toman, the offensive coordinator. He spent 5 years at Notre Dame, and they have really kind of installed the Notre Dame offense, the power I, and that's the way they've been running. They'll also use the veer a lot. They like the veer that Bill Yeoman invented over at Houston. They use that a lot. And right now, we've got a timeout. We'll be back with more action right after this. Back here at Memorial Stadium in Austin, Texas, a beautiful night for football. 91 degrees at game time. It's dropping down. It's getting comfortable here now. A 3rd down situation. The Longhorns have the ball, 3rd and 5.
At quarterback, it's McIver for the Longhorns of Texas. Drops back to throw. Throws long, and it is incomplete. Wide open for the Texas Longhorns out there was the tight end, Lawrence Sampleton, and McIver just did not put the ball on the money.
Well, McIver fooled everybody on that play. They faked the reverse. McIver kept the ball, had all kinds of time, nobody around. Now watch him. Here he fakes the reverse, the end around. He keeps the ball. The Canes completely fooled. He's got all kinds of time. Big Sampleton wide open. He beat everybody, but the ball is overthrown, or it would have been 6 points sure, and they're going to go for a long field goal.
Allegre will attempt the field goal. It will come from the 44-yard line. It'll be a 54-yard attempt, and it is short. So the Hurricanes of Miami will now take over the football offensively.
Well, Fred Akers not happy with the kicking game. Allegre is a pretty good kicker, but he has not been all that consistent. And of course, Goodson, the punter, was their kicker last year. Allegre 2 for 3 in the field goal department coming into tonight's game. He now is 2 for 4. Rob Moorshell, the holder, a freshman. And so the Hurricanes will get the ball back. And Jim, this game's been pretty much what we thought it would be, a defensive struggle. It is coming out exactly the way we thought it would. Sometimes they don't, but this one is true to form.
Now remaining in at quarterback for the Hurricanes of Miami is Mark Richt. He's got a split backfield behind him, and he chants the signals at the line at the 37 in Miami territory. On the reverse, Lawrence Thompson, number 22, wide receiver, cuts upfield and gets good yardage up to the 45-yard line. Bruce Schultz, the strong linebacker in the middle, B. Jog Schenkel make the hit.
Lawrence Thompson, a sophomore, a real speed merchant, 189 pounds, 6'1 and a half out of Wauchula, Florida, on the end around. Good pursuit, good lateral movement by Bruce Schultz and Doug Schenkel, the middle linebacker and the strong side linebacker for the University of Texas Longhorns.
8-yard gain for Miami. It's 2nd and 2. The ball at the 45-yard line. The Canes still in their own territory. A split backfield behind Mark Richt, the junior from Boca Raton. The give off goes to Speedy Neal. He's got the first down at the 49-yard line. Kenneth Sims and Mark Weber, the two inside tackles for the Texas Longhorns, make the stop. 11 minutes, 20 seconds to play second quarter. Still no score at Austin between Texas and Miami.
You have to think here that Howard Schnellenberger has kind of surprised the Texas Longhorns, going with really what is considered the second string offense with Rick, Speedy Neal, and Griffin back there. And we have not seen Roan, Hobbs, and Kelly.
1st and 10 for the Hurricanes. The ball right at the midfield stripe. And Rick operating a quarterback, a split backfield, and he's got receivers left and right. Mark Rick looks to throw. He throws, and he's got Mike Rodriguez at the 45-yard line of Texas. Mike Hatchett, the right corner man for the Longhorns, makes the stop.
Mike Rodriguez, former quarterback, the starting quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes, and has been switched over to the split end position and has done very, very well. They said he's too good of an athlete. He really is more of an option quarterback, whereas Jim Kelly is the drop back passer. And when Schnellenberger came in, he decided to go, of course, with a drop back pro set. And as a result, Rodriguez was out of a job and Kelly came in. Richt is in there now, and Richt is a pure passer.
2nd and 5 from the 45, and giving the ball to Griffin is Mark Richt, and it is Keith Griffin going to the 41-yard line. Eric Holly, Kenneth Sims, and Mark Weber all combined to make the tackle for the Longhorns of Texas. It's going to be very close to a first down, about 1.5 yards. Ball is going to sit behind.
I was going to say, here we see the play again, but Coach Howard Schnellenberger of the Miami Hurricanes sticking with the second team. I said we haven't seen the first team in here. We saw him in the early going on the first series of downs and a couple of series of downs, and then in came Griffin, Rick, and Speedy Neal, and they're still in there.
High formation, and Rick pitches to Griffin, and Griffin is hit way behind the line of scrimmage at the midfield stripe. Texas strong safety Bill Johnson, or rather Bobby Johnson, blitzes in and makes the stop, along with Holly and the right end, Mike Buchanan.
There it is again. Safety blitzes on. Bobby Johnson comes roaring in. Bobby Johnson out of LaGrange, Texas. Great tackle, great defensive play by the Longhorns, and that brings up a punting situation for the Hurricanes.
Herky Walls, number 11, waiting for the return, and Greg LaBelle kicking for Miami and boots it high. Ball hits down at the 10 and takes a Miami bounce back to the 1-yard line or the 2-yard line.
Let's pause for our local affiliates. You're watching the USA Cable Network.
Right up the middle by Texas to the 5-yard line as McIver, the quarterback, keeps her to the 4-yard line. And that's really what he's got to do. He's got to move the ball out a little bit because he was too close to a situation where had he tried to drop back pass or tried to pitch out, it could result in a safety.
Great punt by LaBelle and great coverage by the Miami specialty teams down there. Cahoon getting down the ball on the 1-yard line, putting the Longhorns very, very much in a tough situation.
2nd and 8 at the 4 for the Longhorns of Texas. The give off goes to Jones, and Jones is hit as he tries it on the left side at the 6-yard line. So he goes across the left side and gets a little bit of yardage on the carry before he is brought down by Miami, and bringing him down was Isaiah West, number 55, who is the strong side end for the Hurricanes. That moves the ball out a little bit more. Texas has got a little bit more field to work with, but not a whole lot. It's 3rd and 3 right now with the ball on the 6-yard line for the Longhorns of Texas, and there you were looking just a moment ago at Howard Schnellenberger. The pitch goes to Jones. Jones is hit and brought down at the 7-yard line as Miami's defense is able to diagnose what they're doing and make the big play, and getting in there for
Greg Brown.
The University of Miami was Greg Brown.
Greg Brown, one of the strongest men on the team, and 6'2", 222-pound junior out of Woodbridge, Virginia. Great play for him. That's going to bring up a fourth down situation. Freddie Marion will be deep for the Canes, and it'll be Goodson punting the ball out of his end zone for the Texas Longhorns.
So far, Goodson's had 3 punts for a little over 51 yards per boot. Not bad at all.
No, sir.
Barefooted kicker, and he kicks it, and it wobbles a little bit. Going to hit down on the 40 and rolls across the 45, across the midfield stripe, and down to the 45-yard line of Miami. So a great punt by Goodson.
Both punters have gotten some good bounces on the ball. LaBelle had a good bounce a little bit ago, and now Goodson gets one. So the Miami Hurricanes will take over 1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line. We've got 7 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the first half. No score in the football game. It has been a defensive struggle thus far.
Jim Kelly operating again at quarterback for Miami with a split backfield behind him of Hobbs 33 and Roan 46, dropping to throw. Kelly got time, now he throws out in the flat, and it is incomplete. Intended for Brodsky and almost picked off on the far side by Texas. Right there.
Vance Bedford, who had an interception a little earlier, the left cornerback, and great play. He had position. Kelly, I don't think, should have thrown that ball. Here's another look at it. Look at the position that Bedford gets here on the receiver. The intended receiver was Larry Brodsky.
So the ball remains at the 45. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Hurricanes here in the second quarter with 7:03 to play in this second period. Big Jim Kelly from East Brady, Pennsylvania, I formation. Receiver at your bottom of your screen would be Mike Rodriguez. And Kelly looks and he throws long, deep, incomplete. Keith Cleveland was deep, running a fly pattern on the far side. And covering for the Texas Longhorns was Craig Curry, who's a sophomore from Houston.
Well, this is Keith Cleveland, a sophomore, wide receiver, a real speed burner, 6'2", 169 pounds out of Memphis, Tennessee. What a high school career he had. He has not played much. He got a few plays in last week, they tell us, but he attended Melrose High in Memphis, Tennessee, had 57 pass receptions, 18 of those for touchdowns his senior year, averaged 23 yards per catch. He is in for the Rocky Belk, who had the appendicitis attack early this morning.
On 3rd and 10, Kelly drops the throw, and he is hit from behind and brought down by Texas right end Mike Buchanan, a big junior from St. Louis, Missouri, 6'3", 250 pounds.
Well, Kelly never saw Buchanan coming. He came around from in back, blindsided him, and Kelly really took a hit. And I'm surprised he even gets up. So LaBelle going to have to kick it away again for the Canes.
4th and 19 on the 36-yard line, and Herky Walls waits for the ball. He is in deep receiving position. LaBelle boots it high, and it's taken at the 15 by Walls. Walls across the 20 and brought down at the 21-yard line. And there's a flag on the play back at the 19. Githart again down to make the stop for Miami.
It was Calhoun down there again who made the initial hit. Great play by Calhoun on the specialty teams for the Hurricanes. There's a flag on the play. We're waiting to see what it is. It's going to be a clip. It's going to be against Longhorns. It's going to move it back deeper into their territory. We'll have to wait till they walk it off and see where the ball will be spotted. The ball right now on about the 22-yard line. If they take it back 15, it's going to go back way back. Here's the kick again. Now watch Calhoun come down here, number 2. Well, we're not going to have the play all the way through. Here's LaBelle, and he had some pursuit on him. Got rid of it.
The ball is going to be spotted down between the 9 and the 10-yard line, half the distance to the goal, where it'll be 1st and 10 on the 9 for the Longhorns of Texas.
Fred Akers has to be pulling his hair out on the sidelines. The Longhorns can't get any field position. If there's any one thing we can say about the football game with no score as to who has dominated, well, you can't say either side, but the Canes have had the better field position thus far.
Rick McIver, the quarterback for the Texas Longhorns, his give-off goes to Jones, bursts right up the middle, across the 20 to the 25, and brought down at the 27-yard line by David Jefferson. What a great run by Jones.
Well, David Jefferson, the Roverback, really made a big play because Jones was on his way to a touchdown. Look at it again. He bursts through the hole. He breaks a couple of tackles. He's on his way. Big hole opened up for him by Mike Dawson, and by Terry Tosh. They call Terry Tosh Buckethead. Now, don't ask me why, but that's his nickname.
You can call him Buckethead, but I'm not going to. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line for the Longhorns. No score in the football game at Austin with 5 minutes and 38 seconds to play in this first quarter. And the Longhorns are moving right now against the Miami Hurricanes. Rick McIver is the quarterback. He is a junior from Fort Stockton, Texas. Miami with 3 down linemen and the 2 outside ends. Up as linebackers to give is the 44, and that is Carl Robinson. And he goes off the left side and gets a little yardage on that play. So he goes to the 31-yard line, and credit none other than Bob Nelson with the stop.
Donnie Little, who was last year's starting quarterback, is coming into the wide receiver position. He was in on that play through a block on one of the linebackers, 6'1", 195-pound senior, and was a good quarterback, but they moved him to the wide receiver position.
He split out to the left right now at the top of your screen. McIver pitches. The pitch goes to Jam Jones, and Jam is hit and brought down by West behind the line of scrimmage. Good play by Isaiah West, 6'3", 229-pound junior from Chicago.
Isaiah West last week had a great game against the Houston Cougars. He was a very instrumental part of shutting down that Veer offense. Of course, the defensive ends play a very, very big part in as to whether the Veer is going to be successful or not, and they were unable to chop him all day, unable to get him off his feet, and they really shut down the Veer last week as the Hurricanes beat Houston.
3rd and 11 at the 28-yard line for Texas. They're operating in their own territory, and dropping back to throw is McIver. He throws one out in the flat to Robinson, his tailback coming out of the backfield, and he is brought down at the 29-yard line by Rod Bellinger, and that is right at the line of scrimmage, or the original line of scrimmage, so that will bring on the punter, John Goodson.
Good play by Bellinger, came up quickly for containment, the strong corner, and they're going to have Freddie Marion back there now, too. Freddie Marion is closing in on all kinds of records. He has got his punt return yardage total at 364 for a career. That's just 21 yards shy of 6th place in University of Miami history. That's owned by Nick Spinelli.
Booting away and booting high is Goodson. He hangs one up there, taken by Marion at the 20-yard line. Marion goes to the 24-yard line before he is swarmed under. And bringing him down for the Longhorns of the University of Texas was Fields, the cornerman, and he made the hit for the Longhorns Specialty Teams unit.
Ron Harrison with Jim Gallagher on the USA Cable Network. A classic matchup between 2 of the teams in the top 20, both unbeaten. The Miami Hurricanes ranked 14th, and the 4th-ranked Texas Longhorns, the Canes, have it.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for the Miami Hurricanes. Jim Kelly at quarterback. His give-off goes to Smokey Roan. Tries it on the right side and gets a couple of yards. Brought down by Kenneth Sims, the massive left tackle, the consensus All-American, 6'5", 270, and he looks like an aircraft carrier with a football uniform on.
14 tackles last week against North Texas State, 4 quarterback sacks. An awesome football player, consensus All-American, sure to go high when it comes time for the pros to take a look at him.
2nd and 8 at the 27 for Miami. They're operating in their own territory. Kelly has a split backfield and receivers left and right. Kelly to throw. Runs out of the pocket, hangs onto the football, comes upfield, and is hit and brought down at the 39-yard line. He's got the first down. Bobby Johnson, the strong safety, number 28, the tackler for Texas.
Jim Kelly under lots of pressure, getting out of trouble. Here is Kenneth Sims, number 77. He's going against Lester Williams. He gets in there very quickly, but Kelly gets away. Quick feet by Kelly, and he gets out of it, picks up a first down. Good run. Kelly can run like a halfback.
Goes to the 39-yard line. I formation now. The upback is number 33, Chris Hobbs, and dropping to throw is Kelly, and he throws long for Number 19, Keith Cleveland, who was downfield, but it was just too far. Mike Hatchett, number 2, and number 28, Bobby Johnson, defending very well for Texas. That brings up second down from the 39-yard line for Miami. Jim Kelly standing there at the 30-yard line, gathering his club around him. 2:11 to play in the first period, or rather in the first half, and still no score in the football game.
Both teams waiting for their offenses to get untracked and get rolling this season.
Kelly is 4 for 8 for 45 yards, as you saw just a moment ago. Split backfield behind Kelly. Again, he drops to throw, looks and throws, and he's got his man, David Deacons, at the midfield strike, and I think he's going to be very close to a first down. Vance Bedford makes the hit.
Deacons is the second smallest man. Here's a good catch. Second smallest man on the football team. Not very big. Now, I don't know how those little guys get out there and play among the giants.
I think they went to scout him, and he scored 5 touchdowns in one high school game, and Howard just liked his determination, so he signed him. Dropping back now to throw is Kelly on 1st and 10 at the midfield stripe, and he throws intended for Brodsky. It goes as incomplete. Mike Hatchett, too, covering, and the pressure being put on by the big All-American tackle, Kenneth Sims. Incomplete pass.
Just can't say enough about Kenneth Sims. He is a dominant factor in every game in which he participates. Big, strong, well-liked by his teammates. And I'll tell you something. When you're 6'6", 270 pounds, you get a lot of respect, right?
That is true. 2nd and 10 at the midfield stripe for the Miami Hurricanes with an I formation. Jim Kelly, number 12, operating at the quarterback spot. The give off on the draw goes to Keith Griffin, who was nailed behind the line by Bruce Schultz, the strong side linebacker, and he just blitzed right in and made the hit. Playing right in the gap and came right in and made the hit, as you can see, on Smokey Roan, or rather on Griffin, number 44, as he goes forward. Good play by Texas defense. You can easily see why they are the number 2 defense in the country.
Griffin, of course, the brother of Ray Griffin, who plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. Archie Griffin plays for the Bengals, and Ray Griffin on the injured reserve for the Bengals this year after last week's game against Cleveland, so he's out for the year.
3rd and 12 at the 48. Kelly to throw. Throws out in the flat, and he's got Griffin, and Griffin fights for yardage, and he gets to the 44-yard line before he is brought down, and it's Vance Bedford making the stop along with Craig Curry for Texas.
Texas with victories over Rice and North Texas State. They beat Rice 31-3. North Texas State 23-10. Undefeated so far. Miami 2-0. Knocked off Florida 21-20 on a 55-yard field goal by Danny Miller in the final minute of play. And then last week, Miami beat Houston 12-7 on 4 Danny Miller field goals. Talk about this Texas defense. Last week, North Texas State was held to a minus 17 yards rushing, and now there is a massive change coming in here for the Miami Hurricanes.
Number 1 is on the field, Danny Miller. It's 4th and 5, the ball at the 44-yard line. So this is going to be an unbelievable 61-yard attempt by Danny Miller. Now, he's got a 55-yarder to his credit in the Florida game, which is what provided the margin of victory for the Hurricanes against the Gators. Danny Miller grew up in Clewiston, a little town north of Miami in the Everglades. It has 5 stoplights and used to practice kicking over banana trees.
And right now for the Hurricanes, it's Miller time.
Waiting for the snap is Greg LaBelle at the 49. Miller's foot is into it. The ball is on the way, and it is short. Not short by too much either.
If it would have been another 55-yarder, he would have had it, Jim. Boy, what a foot this little guy has got.
No doubt about it. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Texas Longhorns as they take over the football at the 44-yard line in their own territory. And so right now the Longhorns of Texas have it 1st and 10. 45 seconds to play in the first half. And no score in the football game between the Texas Longhorns and the Miami Hurricanes. And there you're looking at Howard Snellenberger exhorting his troops to be sure they hold Texas for this last 45 seconds of the first half. 72 in Austin. Texas won 23-10. Then it was 2015, 73 in Miami. A big upset in the only 2 other meetings between these clubs. Complete pass to the tight end, Lawrence Sampleton, and he is bumped out of bounds in front of the Texas bench.
Well, as we take a look at this play, a little rollout by McIver here, I don't think that they're really trying to go for any kind of a bomb. I think they're trying to get Allegre into field goal position and try to put 3 points on the board here in the final minute of play if they possibly can.
Lawrence Sampleton from Seguin, Texas, 6'6", 234 pounds. They grow him big down here. First and 10, ball on the 37. McIver to pass. He throws, and it is caught and dropped at the 2-yard line. In and out of the hands of Tate, number 23. Just took the football. That was Rodney Tate. He's from Beggs, Oklahoma, a senior tailback, and he was deep, had his man beat, but he could not hang on to the football. 22 seconds now to play in the first half. 2nd and 10 still for Texas at the 37-yard line of Miami. McIver has gone over to the sideline to talk with Ron Tolman, the offensive coordinator, and with head coach Fred Akers, and here they come out of the huddle. Number 1 to the bottom of your screen is the ex-quarterback who has been moved to wide receiver, Donnie Little. McIver dropping to throw now, and he throws long, throws for the end zone, and it's going to be intercepted by Miami. Fred Marion intercepts on the 7-yard line. It was intended for Donnie Little, number 1. So a great play for the 6'3", 194-pound junior from Gainesville, Florida.
Freddie Marion now has taken the Miami school record for interceptions. He reads this one perfectly. There's Little down there, and Marion gets position on him, pulls it down. You know, I said they were going to go get Allegre in field goal position, then they come back with 2 bounds, and they get intercepted. So the Canes take over here with about 15 seconds remaining, and they'll have the ball. I would guess at this point, being down as far as they are in their own territory, Kelly will just lay down on top of the football, and they'll go in at halftime and try to get things together, and that's exactly what they do.
They run the full house tee to make sure that they've got everybody there in case something would happen on a fumble, and they're just going to let the seconds tick away here in the first half of play at Austin, Texas. No score in the game. The University of Texas and the University of Miami.
It's halftime here at Memorial Stadium with the score: Miami Hurricanes nothing, Texas Longhorns nothing. We'll be back with our halftime review after this from the USA Cable Network. Ron Harrison, Jim Gallagher back at Memorial Stadium, Austin, Texas, home of the Longhorns. No score in the football game. Second half action just about to get underway. Taking a look at some of the statistics. Miami, 8 first downs first half, Texas 4. Rushing yardage, Miami 23 carries for 36 yards. Texas also unable to get much going rushing, 17 carries for 55 yards. In the passing yardage, Miami has an edge, 70 to 41. There has been 1 interception by both sides. Freddie Marion grabbing a Miami pass, and it was Vance Bedford intercepting a pass for the Texas Longhorns. So we have indeed a defensive battle here. And Jimmy, I don't know. I think this game could well be decided by a field goal as we get down here, and Miami has to have the edge there.
No doubt about that. Of course, you've got Texas with that great defense, so we'll see what's going to happen in the second half. In the meantime, their kicker, Raul Allegre, gets ready to move to the football, number 9, and he boots it away high. Mark Rush from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, takes it in the end zone. He's at the 5 and the 10. He's at the 15, 16-yard line before he is hit and brought down. Texas special teams down in a hurry, and making the hit for the Texas Longhorns would be Bob James, their linebacker. So the Hurricanes will put the football in play. It'll be 1st and 10. Here is Rush, and he takes it way deep in the end zone. Comes out, hits the 2, the 5, the 10, gets up across the 15, and hit down at the 15-yard line.
They call that courage when you take it that far back and try to run it out. Pretty good run back, though, by Mark Rush.
Well, they don't call the specialty teams unit kamikaze squads for no good reason.
Take a look at some more statistics here from the first half. Total offense, Miami has 106 yards. Texas has 96 yards for the first half, and we're ready to go again. 1st and 10 for the Canes.
At the 15-yard line, Jim Kelly at the quarterback position. The give-off goes to Chris Hobbs, and Hobbs is hit down after a gain of a yard by Kenneth Sims and Mark Weber. The inside tackles for the Texas Longhorn defense.
This is the type of game, Jim. We're going to take a look at it again. Now watch Alvin Ward work against Kenneth Sims. Big old Kenneth Sims moves over and gives some support. Alvin didn't do too bad of a job there.
Jim Kelly with 2nd and 9 from the 16-yard line. I formation for the Hurricanes with receivers left and right. The pitch goes to Keith Griffin, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage before he is tripped up. Bring him down the right end, Kiki Diala, a junior from Houston.
Here's another look at it. This is the kind of game now where each side has to be particularly careful. Deep down in their own territory, they can't risk a turnover. A turnover now in this football game could decide it. Even though, here we go.
Kelly to throw on 3rd and 10 from the 15. Throws for Deacons at the 35-yard line. And he's got the reception and the first down. Mike Hatchett, the right corner, makes the tackle for Texas. So a good grab by little David Deacons.
Great play by Mike Hatchett. He did a good job, but you can't defend against something like that. 5'6½", little David Deacons, and Kelly threw a beautiful pass. No chance to stop him from catching that one.
35-yard line, the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 for Jim Kelly and the Miami Hurricanes. A split backfield behind Kelly, and the Texas defense digs in. Give-off goes to Chris Hobbs on the draw delay, and he tries it off the left side and gets just a short gain on the play, maybe a yard, and it was a tough yard too. Doug Shankle, the middle linebacker, right there to make the tackle for Texas. Chris Hobbs is a senior running back from Tallahassee. Had a good game in the Peach Bowl in Atlanta last year against Virginia Tech. 2nd and 9 at the 36-yard line. Kelly to throw, being blitzed, and he throws, and it is complete on the far side to number 44, Keith Griffin, on the far side at the 44-yard line. Jeff Lighting makes the tackle.
Got to give the Hurricanes credit on that one, and Jim Kelly in particular. The blitz was on. He saw it coming. He laid in a perfect pass to Keith Griffin. Griffin comes down, stays in bounds. Good play by the Hurricanes as they read the blitz, but there is an illegal procedure call, and so that play will be nullified.
.12:56 to play here in the 3rd quarter. No score at Austin between Texas and Miami. The Texas Longhorns looking super on defense this evening, and well, they should. They are the number 2 team in the nation.
Well, there's the illegal procedure call, and that sets it back 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd down now, and let's make it 2nd and about 13.
Line of scrimmage, the 31-yard line. Here comes Kelly as he goes with a slot offense with the slot to the right side, a wing slot, and Deacons 25 to the bottom of your screen is a wideout. Kelly dropping to throw, and he is being swarmed under by Texas defensive line as they're right in there. Eric Holly, the first man to get to him, number 93, and make the hit for the Longhorns.
Eric Holly, who went to LBJ High School here in Austin, Texas, making the stop as the Texas Longhorns swarm over Jim Kelly, the Miami Hurricanes quarterback.
Ball on the 27-yard line, so coming back it'll be 3rd and 19 for the Canes. Kelly is 7 for 12 for 83 yards this evening. Waiting for the snap at the 27. His pitch is going to go to Smokey Roan. Smokey turns upfield. He's across the 30 and brought down at the 34-yard line. So that's going to bring on the kicking unit on 4th down. Bobby Johnson gets credit for the tackle, number 28.
Here it is again. Watch Bobby Johnson come up here and make the play. Ooh, there it is right there.
Greg LaBelle will punt for Miami.
Those guys are hitting out there, Jim.
Yes, they are. Waiting for the kick is Herky Walls of Texas. It hits down and is covered at the 37-yard line by Miami. Miami covers it at the 37-yard line, so Texas will take it over, 1st and 10. It looked very close. It looked like it might have hit the up receiver for the Longhorns of Texas. But apparently either they didn't see it or someone was close enough to determine that it did not actually hit him. 1st and 10 at the 37 for the Longhorns. No score in the 3rd quarter. A split backfield behind Rick McIver. McIver gives off to Jones. Jones comes here on the near side and bounced out of bounds at the 37-yard line by Ronnie Lippett, the junior quick corner, the right corner man.
And as the Longhorns take their first offensive possession here in the second half, the fans really come to their feet and hook 'em horns, and that's all you can hear and see as they motion for the Longhorns to get started here. The Longhorns have been criticized a little bit for their offense. They run a multiple offense, run a lot of the power I, look a lot like Notre Dame.
2nd and 9, ball at the 38-yard line for the Horns I formation, and McIver to throw. Throws, and it is incomplete. It was intended for McCloney, who was running a post pattern off the left side. Balls is incomplete. Tim Flanagan putting the pressure on for Miami.
Good play right there by Flanagan. Look at him get in there and break it up.
That brings up 3rd down, 9, ball on the 38-yard line. Here's Texas out of the huddle. They split McCloney 21 to the bottom of your screen. An I formation for McIver as he rolls and throws on the roll, and it is, let's see if they rule it's complete. Ronnie Mullins, the wide receiver, makes the catch in Miami territory at the 48-yard line.
And the 77,000 fans here getting excited now as the Texas Longhorns get something going. Here we'll look at it again. Little rollout by McIver. Just lays it over the middle. Ronnie Mullins there. Great catch by Mullins. Just a great catch.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line of Miami. The pitch goes to Jones, and Jones is hit as he crosses the midfield stripe and goes to the 49-yard line of Miami. Isaiah West making the tackle for the Miami Hurricanes. 2nd down 10 for the Longhorns of Texas with 10:35 to play in the 3rd quarter. Both teams trying to mount a drive, trying to get some offense going this evening, but they haven't been too successful. Texas under some momentum. Miami's defense digs in right now, using, as you can see, the 3 down linemen and the outside ends playing as linebackers. McIver pitches to the fullback, number 44, Carl Robinson, who carries forward for about 4 yards, perhaps 5 on the carry before Ron Lippett, number 17, makes the tackle.
Well, we'll take another look at it. Great play by Lippett on this one.
So that brings up 3rd down 5 with the ball on the 43 of Miami. And Texas knows they've got to hang on to it right now and get some offense going. They're trying to move. Sent wideouts left and right, and McIver rolls out looking again. McIver turns upfield, and now he throws it, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Mullins, who was running a straight fly pattern, and goes as incomplete as Mullins was overthrown. It was not a catchable ball. So that brings on John Goodson, the punter.
Hurricanes defense dug in and held. Texas got a bit of a drive mounted with 1 completed pass, good for a 1st down, and by Mullins, made a beautiful catch. Now here, Mullins goes up for it, and good play by the Canes.
Number 4, Rod Bellinger, made the save for Miami on that one, just tipping it a little high. Goodson will punt away. He's standing at his own 43-yard line. There you're looking at Fred Marion, who will be the return man for Miami. Goodson's boot goes high and hits down and rolls into the end zone. And the Canes got a break on that one. Texas special teams are very, very well coached. They know how to do the right thing. On that one, the Canes got a little bit of a break as it went into the end zone, and so Miami will put it in play 1st and 10.
Well, they gave it a nice try. Just missed it. What is it they say about baseball, and they say also about football? It's a game of inches.
Sounds like such a trite cliche, but it's so true.
Yes,
1st and 10 now for Miami at the 20-yard line, and they're operating in their own territory with 9:17 to play in the 3rd quarter.
We'll be back right after this. Here we go. The Hurricanes have the ball. 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
Jim Kelly operating at quarterback for Miami. Kelly looks to throw, and he's got Keith Griffin, but Keith Griffin could not hang on to the football as it bounces out of bounds here along the near side. Eric Holley, the left end, putting the pressure on for Texas.
Well, Keith Griffin should have had that one, but Kelly did drill it too pretty good. Nope, Keith should have had that one. Just got away from him. He started to look upfield before the ball got to him, and he saw, let's see, that looked like Holley coming in there, and also Bruce Schultz was coming in, and he was looking at them more than the football.
2nd and 10 ball remains on the 20-yard line. Slot offense to the left side for the Miami Hurricanes, and dropping back to throw is Jim Kelly. Kelly throws, and he's got Griffin along the sideline, who's bounced out at the 26-yard line, and Doug Schenkel, the middle linebacker, makes the stop for Texas. So Kelly showed that he had confidence in Griffin by coming right back to throw.
Well, this is the most that they have used Keith Griffin yet this year. Biggest game he has had as a Miami Hurricane. And there is the Texas Longhorn steer.
Bevo. 3rd and 4 from the 26-yard line for the Miami Hurricanes. Jim Kelly with a split backfield behind him. Speedy Neal 38 and Keith Griffin 44. Kelly throws again for Griffin and out of bounds on the far side.
Oh my, everybody was coming on that one. I mean everybody.
So the defense gets a big hand from the fans here in Austin, Texas. Howard Snellenberger talks a little bit with his young man, Keith Griffin, and Herky Walls will go back deep in receiving position. Number 5 that you're looking at is Miami's punter, Greg LaBelle, a junior from Danielson, Connecticut. On 4th and 4 from the 26-yard line of Miami, the Canes kick away. A high boot by LaBelle. Hits at the 35, comes across the 40, and takes a Texas bounce back to the 39-yard line after hitting down at about the 37.
Not a particularly good kick by LaBelle, but he got kind of a high snap from center and had to rush it just a little bit.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Texas Longhorns at the 40-yard line, and they're in their own territory here in the 3rd quarter.
This is the USA Cable Network.
The Longhorns with the I formation now operate in their own territory. McIver, the quarterback, gives off to Jones, and Jones is hit behind the line of scrimmage and brought down. And getting in for Miami, number 91, Bob Nelson, 6'3", 250-pound senior from Dundalk, Maryland.
They call him Fuzzy. That's another nickname. I don't know. You got to hope he likes that nickname, because I wouldn't want to look at Bob Nelson, 6'3", 250 pounds from Dundalk, Maryland, and say, "Hi, Fuzzy," if he didn't like it.
So that brings up 2nd down 12 with the ball on the 38-yard line. McIver operating a quarterback with a split backfield, gives off to Jones, and Jones is hit and brought down. First man to make contact was Isaiah West, who got a hand on him, and then David Jefferson came and brought him down at the 39-yard line. So a very short gain as that brings up 3rd and 11.
There's Lester Williams. We're going to look at Lester. Here, of course, comes Isaiah. Who was that coming up there? That was number 37. That was David Jefferson, the roverback.
McIver to throw, being chased. Lester Williams, 73, chasing him over on the far side. He throws, and it is bounced into the hands of a Texas receiver, Maurice McCloney. It hit a Miami player and then bounced into the hands of McCloney.
All right, here's Lester putting on good pursuit. McIver delivers the ball. Let's see who goes up and hits the ball. I believe it's Freddie Marion. It is Freddie Marion, and the ball is up in the air. And number 21, McCloney, comes down with it.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line for the Longhorns of Texas. An official timeout on the field.
Well, that was a bizarre play. When that ball goes up in the air, it's anybody's. Freddie Marion was reading it all the way and was coming up trying for the interception, but it hit him hard in the shoulder pad or the chest. The ball bounced high in the air. McCloney was right there to pick it up, and it comes down with it. So the Texas Longhorns get a break, and the Canes darn near had an interception.
First and 10 for Texas on the 36-yard line of Miami. McIver to throw, throws out in the flat, and it bounces into the hands of a Miami defender after hitting the Texas wide receiver. Greg Zappala, the 6'2", 220-pound junior from Pittsburgh, is right there, and is he happy about that? It bounced out of the hands of Ronnie Mullins.
How often are you going to see that? And look at that. He goes over and raises one of the assistant coaches up, and Greg Zappala comes right back after McCloney had done it a couple of moments ago. So the ball changes hands here. 2 interceptions, one after another, with the ball being batted in the air. How often are you going to see that happen in a football game back to back, huh?
Not too often. Jim Kelly is at quarterback, and he's going with an I formation. Speedy Neal, 38, is the up back in the I. Kelly throws out, swings to Smokey Roan. Smokey across the 30 to the 31-yard line, and Eric Holly makes the tackle for Texas. Good gainer on the play for Miami as they pick up about 7. Kiki Diallo is there also.
Just a little swing pass out to Smokey Roan, and he picks up about 7 yards. Good play.
So that brings up 2nd and 3 with the ball on the 30 for Miami. They're operating in their own territory. No score in the football game with 6 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the third period.
The Longhorns were on the move. They got a break when the ball bounced up in the air. Freddie Marion hit it. McCloney came down with it. Very next play, they do it again, and Zappala grabs it this time.
Slot to the left side with an I formation for Kelly. The give-off goes to Speedy Neal. He's going to be very close to a first down. Mark Weber makes the stop for the Texas Longhorns along with Kenneth Sims.
When you take a look at that Texas defensive line, they average about 259, 260 pounds across the front 4, and that's a big, big defensive line to move, and Howard Schnellenberger has gone with Griffin and Speedy Neal as 2 big backs to counter the size on that defensive line, and they've played very well.
They picked up the first down, putting the ball at the 35-yard line. Don Bailey's the center up over the football, and Jim Kelly with a slot to the left side. Kelly to throw. Kelly throws, and he's got Brodsky, but Brodsky is drilled out in the flat at the 37-yard line by Vance Bedford, number 41.
Well, you got to give this kid Vance Bedford a lot of credit. He is out of Beaumont, Texas, 6 feet, 160-pound senior, and he has really played a whale of a football game tonight.
A 1-yard gain for Miami on that pass. 2nd and 9 at the 36 for the Hurricanes. I formation with Mike Rodriguez now in the ball game, and split out of your screen way to the right of Jim Kelly. David Deacons at the top of your screen, number 25. Kelly pitches to Griffin. Griffin gets the first down and bounced out of bounds on the far side. Craig Curry, number 5, makes the hit.
Good-looking play by the Miami Hurricanes. Let's watch it again. Now you see Kelly start like he's going to keep it. Looks like a quarterback keeper. He makes a short pitch to Griffin. Griffin turns it on. Some good blocking by the Hurricanes, and it's a first down. Good play.
So the Hurricanes pick up another first down, and that moves the football to the 47-yard line. They're still operating on their side of the midfield stripe. Little signal there from one of the coaches along the sideline telling the Longhorns what defense to play. Mostly in the secondary, they do, I have noticed, play the man-to-man coverage because they have so many good athletes back there. And here in Austin, the secondary is called the bomb squad because they have to defuse the bombs. That's the idea. They did it very well against Rice and North Texas State, and so far this evening they've been able to hold Miami.
Well, Fred Akers described the Miami offense as kind of a Reggie Jackson type of offense. He says they come up with the long ball whenever they can come up with it quite often, and they have to defend against it.
No score in the third quarter as the Hurricanes come out of the huddle, 1st and 10 on the 47. They're on their side of the 50-yard line. Split receivers on both sides and a split backfield behind Kelly, who's getting ready to throw. And Kelly throws long for Mark Rush, and he's got him along the sideline, bounced out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Rush was knocked out of bounds by Jeff Lighting, 60, and also by Mike Hatchett, number 2.
40-yard pickup for the Miami Hurricanes, the biggest play offensively for the Miami Hurricanes or the Texas Longhorns tonight. Mark Rush with a beautiful catch. Watch Kelly, gets great protection. Some good blocking right there. He unloads the bomb. Country Jim Kelly to Mark Rush. Rush with 2 defenders on him, had 2 or 3 steps and pulls the ball in. He also managed to stay in bounds, a 40-yard pickup.
At the 11, 1st and 10 for Miami. The give goes to Chris Hobbs, tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Making the hit for Texas, Mark Weber, number 69, the right tackle. So he is hit behind the line and loses a yard. The Texas defense is tough. They're going to stiffen down there. There's no doubt about it.
You know, it's funny, we were talking about the bomb a moment ago, and then they come up with it. The big bomb, the long play, 40-yarder to Mark Rush, and now the Hurricanes in very good field goal position if they couldn't score. And, you know, we were talking at halftime, said a field goal could win this thing, but the Canes driving for a touchdown. They'll look at a field goal a little later if they can't move it.
2nd and 11 at the 12 for the Canes, a split backfield behind Jim Kelly. Kelly looks to throw and throws over in the corner, and he's got his man, Larry Brodsky. Touchdown, Miami. Larry Brodsky, a great possession receiver, makes a nice catch as he's one-on-one with the right corner man for the Texas Longhorns, Mike Hatchett.
There's a flag on the field, and it looks like it is going to be against the Hurricanes, and Brodsky very unhappy, understandably so. We'll wait and see what the call is. My guess would be maybe holding, but we'll wait and see. Beautiful pass by Kelly to Brodsky, but it's going to be nullified. And they're stepping it off now, and it is a major. 15 yards, probably holding.
Moves the ball back to the 25-yard line. And Ron, you're in mid-season form. It was a holding call.
Well, anytime when you're going for the bomb and they know they're going for the touchdown play, sometimes the offensive linemen get a little zealous in protecting the quarterback so he can deliver.
2nd and 24 at the 25 for the Miami Hurricanes going against the Texas Longhorns, number 2 defense in the country. Another flag on that play as Kelly throws long for the corner, and it is intercepted by Texas. Intercepted deep by Texas by Vance Bedford at the 2-yard line. Vance Bedford.
2nd interception of the night by Vance Bedford. There is a flag on the play. I'm sure it's going to be against the Miami Hurricanes. And we'll wait and see. But I think they had him for holding again.
It's going to be declined, and Texas is going to take over the football at the 1-yard line. Here it is again. Kelly.
I couldn't see who it was that was doing the holding, but he had a great interception. Vance Bedford, his 2nd one of the night. And boy, the Hurricanes just blew a beautiful chance to put some points on the board. If there's any redeeming factor for the Hurricanes at this point, it is the fact that they have the Longhorns very, very deep in their own territory on about the 1-yard line. So the Longhorns can't take any chances here either. They've got to be very, very careful about what they're doing.
McIver operating at quarterback, and he just goes forward, and he is swarmed under by Miami. I saw a lot of white jerseys in there. Tim Flanagan, I think, the first one in, I saw number 90, the big senior from Woodbridge, Virginia.
Well, they're not taking any chances down there. They just want to move it out.
2.
Well, they just want to they don't care if they get out 1 or 2 yards on that play, just so they get it away from that goal line. Give them a little operating room.
Rick McIver, number 15 at the line. He is 7 for 13 for 81 yards. McIver on the quarterback keeper. Bob Nelson, 91, makes the tackle for Miami. They move it out a little further between the 4 and the 4, across the 5-yard line, between the 5 and the 6-yard line.
Well, they're letting McIver hold on to the ball. They don't want to risk a handoff down in that close. He does a little stutter step in there, almost like a little quarterback draw, and moves it up 3-4 yards. So it was a good pickup. It'll be 3rd and 5. I don't think they'll throw it down here, not the way the Miami secondary has played so far in the second half. The secondary has pretty much got the Texas passing game figured out at this point.
I formation for Rick McIver, and he's dropping the throw, and he's throwing long for his man deep downfield, and he hangs on to the football. It's a completion to the 36. Number 11, Herky Walls, hangs on to the football under a lot of pressure and falls forward to the 36-yard line.
What a great catch by Herky Walls, the junior from Garland, Texas. Not a very big player, only 5'8", but he was running a fly pattern, had his man beaten. Just a great play. Look at this catch. Oh, he holds on to it. Just a great play as he beat Ronnie Lippett on that play. Lippett was beaten by 3-4 steps, and then just a phenomenal catch by Herky Walls.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line of Miami. Miami defense being put to the test now. McIver at quarterback for the Texas Longhorns. I formation, his pitch goes to Jones. Jones turns upfield, hit and brought down by Bob Nelson, 91, and Isaiah West, 55.
Interesting here, Jim. Both sides now have had a big pass play in this quarter. The Miami Hurricanes unable to cash in, had a holding penalty on what would have been a touchdown pass and then an interception on the next play. The Longhorns come right back with a big play, and now they're moving the ball. They're on the Canes' 32-yard line, and we'll see if the Longhorns can sustain a drive and put some points on the board.
McIver takes his club to the line with receivers left and right, I formation on 2nd and 6 at the 32-yard line of Miami. The give-off goes to the fullback, rips off the right side, and is hit by Ronnie Lippett as he gets inside the 15. Carl Robinson, the fullback, came right off the right side and hit the outside corner, hit the afterburner, and made a great run.
Well, that's kind of a misdirection play. They started him out, and here, let's take another look at it. Well, we didn't get the handoff, but there was nobody on him.
Bounced out on the far side. 1st and 10 now at the 12-yard line of Miami, and the Canes have called a timeout. 1:55 to play, third quarter. No score in the football game, and Texas has now moved to where Miami was earlier in the quarter.
With 1:55 remaining in the third quarter, we'll be right back. This crowd of 77,000 at Memorial Stadium in Austin, Texas, on its feet.
1st and 10 at the 12 for the Longhorns. I formation, Rick McIver is the quarterback. Miami's defense digs in with the 3-down linemen. McIver's give goes to the fullback again. Robinson on the counter, and he gets across the 10. Tony Chickalo, the nose tackle, makes the stop. That moves the football down to the 9-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7 coming back for the Longhorns of Texas. They're within striking distance of Miami right now. McIver with the I formation, receivers left and right. The give-off goes to Jones, and he's right up the middle and into the end zone for the score. Texas has scored. Jam Jones goes right up the middle and just powers his way into the end zone.
Jam Jones finally getting on track. What great second effort. He just took some Miami defenders right with him. They opened up a big hole for him. He burst through and touchdown. Here it is again. Now watch Jones. Great tackle there, or great block by Sheeran. And he just keeps driving and driving, keeps the feet churning. And he's in for the score.
Try for the extra point. The ball is in the air, and it is good. And Texas has jumped out front of Miami here in the third quarter, 7-0.
The first score of the football game with 1:19 remaining in the third quarter, and Texas goes on top here at home, 7-0 against the Miami Hurricanes. So the visitors now are going to have to come back and get going. And we said before, maybe one score would hold up the way these defenses have been playing. Texas took the ball over on their 1-yard line, marched 99 yards, and goes on top.
Texas leading Miami 7-0, getting ready for the kickoff. And here you're looking at Jones as he bursts right up the middle and just fights his way into the end zone for the Texas score.
Freddie Freddie Marion trying his darndest to bring down Jam Jones, but to no avail. He was really driving. Great play by Jam Jones.
There he is along the sideline, a senior from Youngstown, Ohio. Number 9, Raul Alegre, will kick off now for the Longhorns of Texas. Alegre is from Shelton, Washington. Boots it high. Mark Rush waiting for it in the end zone, and it goes out of the end zone, and so it will come out to the 20.
That adrenaline pumping. Allegra drills it, and it goes out of the end zone, so the Canes will take over on their own 20-yard line. It's been a defensive struggle. 7 plays, 99 yards, elapsed time 2:56. 7-0 football game as Allegra adds the point after and then drills it out of the end zone. And now the Miami Hurricanes will take over and see if they can't get some points on the board. This crowd here loves it right now.
1st and 10 at the 20 for Miami. Here's Jim Kelly bringing his club out. He goes with a slot offense to the left side. Mike Rodriguez, 6 will be the slot back, and an I formation. And now Rodriguez comes to the near side to the bottom of your screen. Kelly gives off to Smokey Roan, who is hit and stacked up behind the line at the 19. The middle linebacker, Doug Schenkel, and Kenneth Sims, the left tackle.
Well, the Hurricanes were confused on that play. Rodriguez wasn't sure what he should do. He went in motion very wisely so they could get the play off, but they were confused, and Kenneth Sims took advantage of it. And watch him move in right here. He just held Alvin Ward off and then just moved in and made the tackle. Good play by Kenneth Sims, consensus All-American. Senior, 6'6", 260 pounds from Groesbeck, Texas.
2nd down 10 at the 20. Kelly hangs on, moves upfield, and comes close to picking up the first down himself, brought down at about the 27-28 yard line by Kenneth Sims. Stadium in Austin, Texas.
At the end of the 3rd quarter, it's Miami 0, Texas 7. Stay with us.
4th quarter with 14 minutes 42 seconds to play in this 4th period. Waiting for the snap is Jim Kelly. A split backfield behind Kelly with receivers left and right. Kelly drops the throw. Hangs onto it, throws to Rush, incomplete at the 20. Mike Buchanan and Bobby Johnson defending on the play for Texas.
Well, you got to give the Miami Hurricanes offense credit here. Now, on this particular play, Kelly is pressured pretty good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown the ball and tried to run with it. Mark Rush is out there. Now watch Kelly. He throws it and Rush dives for it, can't quite get it. But what I was going to say is the Canes have come right back and mounted an offensive drive of their own. But now they're in a 3rd and 10 situation, and it could stall right here unless they do something.
Keith Cleveland, 19, to the bottom of your screen just a moment ago. Dropping the throw is Kelly, and he throws the long ball for Brodsky in the end zone, and he's got it! Touchdown, Miami! The Hurricanes come right back with the long ball and score.
37-yard touchdown pass to Larry Brodsky. He was defended on the play by William Graham and by Vance Bedford, but he just beat him, ran a great pattern. Now here's another look at it. Great play. Kelly knew who he was going for. Brodsky is primary receiver all the way, ran a post pattern. He's got it. Touchdown. Great play by Brodsky. Great catch.
So we go for the extra point, and it will be Danny Miller attempting the extra point. Greg LaBelle, the punter, is the holder, and he's waiting for the snap at the 10. Miller boots it, and it is good. So we've got a 7-7 ball game in Austin.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a dynamite football game. It has been a defensive struggle up to now, and then in the 3rd quarter, the Texas Longhorns mount a 99-yard drive, score a touchdown, and then the Hurricanes come right back and score a touchdown. We'll be right back after this message. We are back at Memorial Stadium, Austin, Texas. Here's another look at Brodsky with a tremendous catch. And it's a 7-7 ball game after Miller adds the extra point, and here comes the kickoff.
Miller boots it deep, and it's going to go into and out of the end zone. So it'll come out to the 20-yard line as the Texas Longhorns put it in play.
Now, it's interesting to take a look at this with the game tied. We said before, you know, it's anybody's football game. A field goal is going to be very, very big here in the fourth quarter. And the Hurricanes, with Danny Miller as their field goal kicker, have the wind at their back. And he drilled that one out of the end zone as Goodson, or as Allegra did a little bit ago, with the wind at his back. So the wind could be a factor here in the fourth quarter if it comes Miller time and field goal time for the Canes, or if Allegra gets in there.
First and 10 at the 20 for Texas. McIver's give goes to Robinson, the fullback, straight up the middle for 5 yards to the 25-yard line. Tim Flanagan, number 90, makes the tackle for Miami. Second and 5 for the Longhorns. We've got a 7-7 ball game, and the Longhorn offense has come to life a little bit more towards the end of the third quarter. And as we begin this fourth quarter, a good run to begin by Carl Robinson, the junior fullback from Temple, Texas. Second and 5 at the 25 for the Longhorns of Texas. The give-off goes to Robinson, the fullback. He rips up the middle and gets the first down. Robinson running with authority as he crosses the 35-yard line. And he's brought down by David Jefferson, number 37.
Nice hole. He does a little bit on his own. Nice spin around. Freddie Marion in there. Who else was in there?
David Jefferson.
David Jefferson.
It's good blocking from the left side of the Texas Longhorn offensive line. First and 10 at the 36-yard line for Texas. They're operating in their own territory. The give-off again goes to Robinson, and he fights forward to the 40. Brought down by Tim Flanagan, number 90.
That play worked very well for them earlier in the third quarter, and it's a little misdirection play. They just give it to Robinson again, and he tried to break it again to the outside and just about did it again. But now they've got a second down and about, let's make it 6. They're on the balls on the 40-yard line. 13 minutes remaining in the football game. 7-7 tie.
Rick McIver, who has gone all the way at quarterback this evening for the Texas Longhorns, brings his club to the line. Slot offense right side. McIver throws to Robinson on the roll. Robinson still on his feet and gets across the 45-yard line. Bounced out of bounds in front of the Texas bench at about the 47.
Canes had the blitz on, but Robinson pulls in a nice catch by McIver, and McIver saw the blitz coming. He gets the first down. It's a couple of missed tackles. Big play for the Texas Longhorns as they're on the move again. Carl Robinson.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line. As they come out of the huddle, there you're looking at Robinson along the sideline. Mike Luck has just gone in to replace him, number 26, and he takes the football off the left side and crosses the midfield stripe into Miami territory before Scott Nicholas brings him down.
Nothing fancy about the Longhorns now, just straight ahead power football, and they're doing it very well. And if it's working, you stay with it.
4-yard gain.
I don't know where we've lost track on where he is on tackles, but he only needs 1 or 2 more, and he will tie Ted Hendricks' record for all-time tackles at the University of Miami.
Second and 6 at the 48-yard line in Miami territory. The give-off goes to Jones, and Jones to the 45 of Miami, and Jam Jones carrying the football for the Horns. Greg Brown, number 93, the linebacker for Miami, credited with the tackle. That'll bring up third down 3 with a ball on the 45 and a 7-7 ball game.
Well, here you see Scotty Nicholas on the ISO. Great play.
On third down, Rick McIver brings his team out and sends receivers left and right. Robinson is back in the football game at the up-back position in the I. Dropping the throw is McIver. He's looking and throwing long, and he's got Little at the 15, the 10, and Little's in the end zone for a Texas score. Donnie Little, 6'1", 195-pound senior from Dickinson, Texas. All the way as he takes the ball over his shoulder and races into the end zone to put Texas up front 13-7.
Donnie Little, last year starting quarterback, now a wide receiver and a 45-yard touchdown pass. Here's Little running a good pattern. He's wide open. Nobody on him as the Miami secondary made a mistake. Freddie Marion comes over, tries to compensate, but it's too late. And it's now a 13-7 ball game. Here's Allegra to try for the extra point, and it's good.
So we've got a 14-7 ball game in Austin as the Texas Longhorns go up by a touchdown on Miami.
Well, you had a very sluggish offensive performance by both teams until the second half, late in the third quarter, and both teams have got it going, and we've got ourselves quite a football game, some exciting plays with the score, Miami 7, Texas 14. We'll be right back.
Gets ready to move to the football and boots it away. It is coming high. It'll be picked up by Mark Rush at the 1. He's at the 5. He's at the 10. Outside and fights forward to the 15-yard line before he is brought down. And the special teams unit for Texas does a great job. Number 5, Curry, downfield to make the hit.
Tough play for Mark Rush back there. He couldn't possibly let the ball go because it's a free kick on the kickoff and it's bouncing around there. He had to field the ball, and he did so. And he, by that time, with the ball bouncing, they were down there on top of him.
1st and 10 at the 15. Jim Kelly dropping the throw from the 15-yard line. Kelly can't find anybody open and runs upfield and falls forward to the 22-yard line. Schenkel and Kenneth Sims are there to trip him up. Kelly looked upfield, saw his receivers covered.
Some people have criticized the Hurricanes a bit for a lack of imagination on first down, say they don't throw often down deep in their own territory, and they aren't afraid to throw it. And Kelly sees everybody covered. He scrambles out of it. Good pickup, about 8 yards, 7.5.
So it'll be second down, call it 3 with the ball on the 22 for Miami. Kelly again dropping the throw, and he throws, and it is hit as it comes off his hand. Kenneth Sims really put the pressure on and blocked it.
Kenneth Sims, what an awesome presence on that field for the Longhorns. He dominates the defense. I'll tell you, I think that the Hurricanes now, Coach Howard Snowden, I watch it here again now. Here it is. And he didn't intentionally ground it. That's what some of the fans said. That it just slipped out of his hand. And the referee was right there and saw it slip. So there was no intentional grounding call.
So it remains 3 yards to go. That moves it to third down. Ball on the 22-yard line for Miami. Mike Rodriguez 6 splits to the bottom of your screen. Deacons 25 to the top. A split backfield behind Jim Kelly. Kelly again drops the throw. Looks and he throws long for Rush along the sidelines, and Rush cannot hang on to the football. Going out of bounds on the far side. Jeff Lighting, good coverage for Texas. So that means Miami's going to have to kick the ball away, and Texas will get another shot at it with 10 minutes to play in the game here in the fourth quarter. Greg LaBelle will boot away for the Canes. Waiting for the snap back on about the 7-yard line. 4th and 3 from the 22 is the situation. 10 minutes and 7 seconds to play in the final quarter.
The official's talking something over here, and I don't know if there's going to be a penalty called or not. We'll just have to wait and see, but a lot of people on the sidelines were pointing. What is that call there, Jim? It looks like the illegal receiver downfield. Is that what it was?
So they're going to mark it off, and it's against the Miami Hurricanes.
Aha, unsportsmanlike conduct. Well, somebody was pointing on the Texas sideline, and I couldn't tell what it was, but it is. It's unsportsmanlike conduct. We'll not know what it is because I didn't see it.
Could have been when Rush went out of bounds on the far side after he was overthrown by Kelly. 4th and 14 with the ball on the 11-yard line, and waiting for the snap now is Greg LaBelle, and he's standing in his own end zone. Herky Walls, number 11, will be the receiver for Texas. There's the snap, and LaBelle boots it high. Walls will take it at the 40-yard line. And Walls is being swarmed under by Miami right where he caught the football. Got a little forward motion, moved upfield just a little bit, but he was hit and brought down, and Calhoun, number 2, is down to make the tackle for the Miami Specialty Teams unit. Here you can see Walls waiting for the ball. Good aggressive pursuit by Miami. Texas has the ball. Excellent field position at their own 39-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 now, with Texas leading 14-7. Rick McIver is at quarterback, receivers left and right, and an I formation. McIver gives off to Jam Jones. Jam Jones turns the corner upfield and is brought down by Miami. But after he has gone into Miami territory and picked up a 1st down. Greg Brown makes the tackle for the Canes.
Jam Jones, he is something. He's getting cranked up. He missed the first game with an injury. Comes back in the second game, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. Here he goes again. Look at him run. Quick feet. Runs beautifully. Boy, this guy has got it, doesn't he? And Greg Brown brings him down, but now the Longhorns have got it cranked up, and they're moving the football.
1st and 10 on the 46-yard line for Texas. They're in Miami territory. McIver again pitches to Jones, the tailback, and he sweeps the right side, brought down by Nicholas. Scott Nicholas and Tony Fitzpatrick combined to make the stop for Miami. Fitzpatrick 6'2".
Got about 9 minutes left in the game.
2nd and 7 at the 43. Here are the Longhorns of Texas in the I formation. Rick McIver, who's gone all the way as the signal caller tonight. The give-off goes to the tailback, and that is Tate. And he goes off the right side, but there was a flag on the play.
We don't have an update on that. Texas A&M 23.
And so we'll see what that call is in a moment. Scott Nicholas is credited with that tackle.
6-6 on that last stop.
A holding call against Texas, and that's going to hurt the Horns.
It is definitely going to hurt the Longhorns. It is going to help the Hurricanes. Great tackle on that play by Scotty Nicholas. Timeouts remaining. All even, 2-2. Yeah, 15-yarder. And it's going to really set them back.
Moves it back to the 47-yard line of Texas for holding.
Bevo. We go to Colorado, we see Ralphie the Buffalo. Here we see Bevo the Longhorn.
2nd and 17, ball at the 47. Receivers left and right. I formation behind McIver. McIver gives off, and his give off again goes to Tate at tailback, and he goes off the left side and goes to the 49. Bob Nelson makes the tackle for Miami, number 91.
The Miami defense suffered a bit of a letdown. A couple of good gaining plays by Jam Jones. There's Schnellenberger, and the man giving the signals, Tom Olivetti, the defensive coordinator there on the sidelines. But the Canes, after the holding penalty, come back strong. And as you watch the Miami Hurricanes defense and also the Texas defense, a holding call like that gives them a little bit of a respite, and they seem to charge up again and then come on strong. Now here's Fred Akers and his brain trust over there, trying to decide what they're going to do right here, as there's a timeout on the field. Fred Akers in his 5th year coached Earl Campbell. 77, I think he graduated here, and taken him to 4 bowl games. He's coached 7 All-Americans here. Fred Akers, of course, was an assistant under Darrell Royal. He went up to Wyoming, got them on the map, turned their program around, and they brought him back down when Darrell Royal decided to call it quits. And he's been here ever since for the past 5 years and has a very, very impressive record. Brought the multiple offense in, the 4-2 defense. Good coach.
3rd and 16, the ball on the 48-yard line for the University of Texas, and they're on their side of the midfield stripe. So the Texas Longhorns are trying to protect this 14-7 lead. Miami would like to get the football back so that they can put points back on the board. So we've got a situation here where the two teams have come to life offensively in the second half, after first half in which the defense was dominant.
We are back here, 3rd and 16 now, as the Longhorns come up after that holding penalty.
McIver at the line. He's got receivers left and right now. A man in motion comes to the near side, bottom of your screen. There goes the reverse, and it's Walls. Walls turns upfield, and on the far side, he has finally run out of bounds after picking up the first down at the 35. Herky Walls, that wide receiver, a junior from Garland, Texas.
Well, that's the way you run the reverse. Now, when they run a reverse, when the Longhorns ran that one, I mean to tell you, they had Herky Walls back there. He's a speed merchant. And we'll get a replay on it here and take another look at it. Here it is. Now watch it. Well, we didn't get to see the pitch, but McIver really pitched that ball out in a hurry, and Walls coming around, going to the other side, really turned on the speed, turned the corner, and it fooled the Canes. Don't have to fool them very long when you've got that kind of speed to pick up big chunks of yardage.
First and 10 at the 34. In Miami territory, and Texas is driving on the Hurricanes. The Canes dig in defensively with the 3 down linemen. The give off goes to Robinson, the fullback, and he tries it off the left side, brought down by Scott Nicholas. So by this point in time, Scott Nicholas has gone past Ted Hendricks.
Well, I'm not sure if he has yet, but I would guess he's very, very close.
Number 66, all about the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage will be the 31. It'll be second down and 7 yards to go. Here comes Texas. Walls splits to the top of your screen, number 11. Rick McIver operating at the quarterback. The give off goes to the tailback, and that is Tate, and he goes right up the middle and stopped by big Lester Williams right at the line of scrimmage.
Take a look at the Longhorns, Jim, and here they have a holding penalty. It's 3rd and 16. They run a tough reverse, pick up a big first down, and now they send Tate right up the middle here, and he doesn't get much at all. Not much at all.
Now Jam Jones, number 24, has just gone back in the ball game, so he may be getting the next call on 3rd and 6 from the 30-yard line for the Texas Longhorns as Rick McIver operates at quarterback. The pitch goes to Jam Jones, trying to turn it outside and turn upfield, and he is hit and brought down. He's going to be close to a first down, and we'll see whether or not he got it. He's got it. A big 3rd down conversion for the Texas Longhorns. Fred Marion makes the tackle.
Well, the Texas speed, the Texas offense starting to generate now, and boy, they're really turning it on. Jam Jones, what a great runner. Jam Jones coming in to this game did not have really a good first half. He got whacked pretty good a few times, and I think he was a little wary, but now he's got it moving.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line for for the Texas Longhorns against Miami. And here is McIver's give-off goes to Robinson, the fullback, and he gets maybe a tough yard before Tim Flanagan brings him down at the 21-yard line. They're going to give him 2. It'll be 1st and 8. 6 minutes and 5 seconds to play, as you can see on the screen. 1st and 8, ball on the 21-yard line.
The Canes are really up against it now. The Longhorns in field goal range. They're driving. And another score on the board would be very, very tough for the Hurricanes to overcome, whether it's 3 or 6.
The pitch goes to Jones. Jones sweeps outside, now cuts back, and they bring him down at the 17, 18-yard line. It is Lester Williams making the tackle for Miami. Big Lester, number 73. So that has moved the football inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And brings up 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 at the 18. Rick McIver, the quarterback. He pitches to Jam Jones. Flags on the field. And we'll see what that call is in just a moment.
A battle of the unbeatens here at Memorial Stadium, Austin, Texas. The Longhorns with wins over Rice and North Texas State. Miami with victories over Florida and Houston. And it's a 14-7 football game with the horns up.
28 Rice, 7.
The call, the flag, was against Texas, and it was for too much time, and that is going to move the football back to between the 23 and the 24-yard line.
Well, at this point, they'll take a delay of game. They used up some valuable time. We're now down to the 5-minute mark, so.
3rd and 10. Rick McIver is at the line, number 15. Got a lone setback, and McIver drops the throw. He's being pursued out there. He throws, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Carl Robinson, 44, who was a safety valve man. And now here comes the field goal kicking team. As Raul Alegre, number 8, goes in there, the place kicker. The holder will be Rob Morshell, number 8.
Well, here's the play again. Great pressure there by, let's see, who is that? Fuzzy Johnson, and I can't get the other number. I think it's Lester coming in there. And the pass is thrown hurriedly to Robinson and incomplete.
A 40-yard attempt from the 30-yard line. Waiting for the snap is Morscheller. There's the kick. It's on the way, and it is no good. So the score remains 14-7.
Well, that indeed, for the Longhorns, they could have just about locked the football game up. It's a big break for the Hurricanes as the kick is wide. And now he is 2 for, let's see, what was he? 2 for 3 coming in. Now he's 2 for 3, 4, 5, 2 for 5. So the kicking game remains inconsistent for the Horns, and Fred Akers, I'll guarantee you, going to have them out working on that this week. But for the Canes, a big break. They get the ball with 4:40 remaining. Now they've got to march almost the length of the field. They've got to march about 77 yards, put 6 on the board, and go for the 2-point conversion if they want to win it.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Here's Jim Kelly, a quarterback with a split backfield behind him. Kelly to throw, and he's being pressured, hangs onto the football, and comes back to the line of scrimmage. Ed Williams, the left end, makes the tackle for Texas. 2nd down, 10. Texas 14, Miami 7.
Well, here it is, and what happened is Kelly was going to, I think, make a quick pop, and I think his receiver was blocked trying to get free, and he didn't. That was the play, and I think he was going to throw to the tight end, and he couldn't do it, so he just had to eat the football.
2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line now for Jim Kelly and the Miami Hurricanes. Kelly again dropping the throw. He's under some pressure, being chased, looks upfield, and he throws, and he's got Deacons, and Deacons cannot hang on to the football at the 37-yard line.
Oh my, they cannot afford that. Not now. Little Deacons couldn't hold on to the ball as Kelly drilled it right into the numbers, and that would have been a 1st down. So now it's 3rd and 10, and the Hurricanes, with 3:56 remaining, got to get a 1st down here.
Ball on the 23-yard line for Miami. Here you're taking a look at an isolation on Larry Brodsky running his pattern. The 5'11 and a half, 185-pound senior from Hialeah, Florida. Great possession receiver. On 3rd down, here's Kelly with the call. Kelly to throw. Being chased back there by Sims and dragged down at the 7-yard line. Sims and Schultz drag him down, and now Miami will have to kick away on 4th down.
Viela and Schultz and Sims putting the pressure on. Now the Hurricanes have got to kick it away.
And Greg LaBelle will do the punting for the University of Miami. Walls, there's LaBelle in the end zone in deep punt formation, waiting for the snap. LaBelle kicks it out of there. It is high, and it's going to go to Walls. He's backing up at the 40-yard line, and Miami is putting the pursuit on, and Walls is down at the 36-yard line. So good work by Miami special teams, but here's Texas with a chance right now to run out the clock and win the football game.
Well, you're watching 2 very good football teams here. Miami ranked 14th in the nation, Texas ranked 4th, and Texas is tough. Great defensive teams, both of these teams. Texas got the offense cracked up here in the 2nd half. Jam Jones looked good. McIver throwing the ball well. Canes looked good. But 2 good football teams. But Texas on top and the flag on the field now, and we'll wait and see what it is. It probably very well could be a clip on the punt like this, and we'll wait and see what the call is.
Waiting until it comes from the officials on the field. It is going to go against Texas, and they're going to march it off.
It's not a long one, Jim.
Pushing or helping the runner. Illegal use of the hands, and so that moves it back to the 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 31 for Texas with 3 minutes and 3 seconds to play in the football game. The Longhorns up 14-7. Rick McIver, 15 at the line with receivers left and right. McIver gives, and his give-off goes to the fullback, Robinson, straight up the middle, and good yardage for Robinson as he goes to the 37-yard line. 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 4 with the ball on the 37 for Texas.
They'll keep the ball on the ground now. Run that clock out. Got the lead. Got a 7-point lead. In command of the situation. Clock running. 2:36, 2:35, and counting.
McIver with an I formation and receivers left and right. The give-off again goes to the fullback Robinson. He is down at the 39, but there were flags on the play right at the 39-yard line. Greg Brown, 93, makes the tackle for Miami.
And now you, Coach Howard Schnellenberger, watching on the sidelines, waiting to see what the penalty is going to be.
The call is against the Horns. And it is for an illegal block, and they're going to march it off in just a moment. They move it back across the 30 and down to the 24-yard line. Illegal block by Texas. 2nd and call it 17. With 2:21 to play in the football game, the ball on the 24-yard line. The Longhorns deep in their own territory with possession of the football, and they've got a 14-7 lead.
That's a big penalty against them at this point. They needed to run out the clock, and now they're going to have a tough time doing it.
Miami, of course, wants to get the football back. The pitch goes to Tate, and Tate is brought down behind the line of scrimmage by David Jefferson, the Roverback, coming in from the outside. Big 6'2", 220-pound senior from Hialeah.
Good play by David Jefferson. Came up very, very fast, saw the move, came up to handle his containment, moves back in there and brings him down. So, now the Hurricanes, I think, call a timeout with 1:58 remaining on the clock. They are trailing 14-7. The Longhorns are in the driver's seat with a 2nd and 21 situation. This is the USA Cable Network. Let's pause for a moment.
Longhorns of Texas sitting on a 14-7 lead. Rick McIver at quarterback in an I formation behind him. And his pitch goes back to Jones, and Jones turns upfield, and Jones is hit and brought down by Rod Bellinger at the 26-yard line. So Bellinger, number 4, makes the hit and brings Jones down at the 25, or I guess they're going to say it's to the 27-yard line, and that brings on the punting unit. Goodson is going to kick away on 4th and 14 from the 27-yard line. And it gives Miami another shot at the ball. Lawrence Thompson, number 22, has just gone into the football game to return the kick. He's fresh, and he's one of the fastest guys they've got on the Miami squad. Texas up 14-7, 1:16 to play, and waiting for the snap is Goodson, and he boots it away.
Oh,
it is high. Thompson will take it at the 35-yard line, and he drops it. Recovered at the 25 by Texas. Fields makes the recovery for Texas and the hit. A big play by the Texas Special Teams unit.
Well, Freddie Marion usually is back there. He is Mr. Steady on the punt returns, but the Miami coaches decided to go with a speed burner. He is Mr. Steady on the punt returns, but the Miami coaches decided to go with a speed burner. Now he drifts back, and he drifts too far back. He misreads the ball. He's got that wind blowing the ball, and the wind probably was a factor. The flags are really blowing here, and he drifted just a little too far back. The wind held the ball up, and he really, when he saw that happening, he should have let the ball go, but he didn't. And Jitter Fields, number 25, a young sophomore out of Dallas, comes up with a big fumble recovery, and now Texas has it with 1:05 remaining, and they'll just run out the clock.
1st and 10 on the 25-yard line for the Texas Longhorns, and the pitch now goes to the tailback off of the left side, and he is driven out of bounds by Bellinger, and that is John Walker, number 45, carrying the football. 6'1", 204-pound sophomore from Killeen, Texas. Seen a lot of action in the first 2 games, but Walker Walker was a little bruised after the North Texas State game, so they've held him out through most of this ball game. 2nd and 5 with the ball at the 20. Clock ticks away less than a minute. Waiting for the snap is McIver. He pitches. Again, it goes to Walker. He is tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Brought down at the 18-yard line.
I don't think Miami has any more timeouts left. Well, they apparently do. The clock has stopped again. You know, they just cleared, the PA announcer just cleared up the penalty a little bit ago. They'd announced as offside. You called it as an illegal block, and indeed that's what it was, blocking below the waist. Well, let's see. We've got 2nd and 6, 48 seconds remaining. The crowd here now starting very slowly to file on out. You don't leave a football game like this until it is all the way over, and people here were holding on, and a lot of them now apparently think the Horns have got it locked up. It is not, I won't say it's academic at this point. Anything could happen, but it's been a great football game by both of these teams. The Hurricanes came in here ranked 14th, taking on the 4th-rated Longhorns. Canes played them tough. Longhorns have played tough. I'll tell you, both these teams are going to win a lot of football games this year.
There's no doubt about that. Texas, of course, has one of their big rivalry games coming up next week as they take on Oklahoma in Dallas. And for the Longhorns with that number 4 ranking, that means that they will maintain their position. And for Miami, I don't think it'll hurt Miami that bad as far as ratings are concerned. They played a very good football team this evening, and they put up a good account of themselves. Walker again on the carry on the sweep as he comes to the near side, and that will bring up 3rd down situation and 4.
That is it on the timeouts. Well, they might have to run one more play, and I'm sure that McIver will lay down on the football, and the ball game will be over. 28-27 and counting. Schnellenberger on the sidelines, Aker on the sidelines. They're watching it as the clock runs down. They're in no hurry. They might even take a delay of game here.
That's probably what they're going to do, Ron. They're standing out there, as you say, taking all the time in the world as the clock begins to tick down. Less than 10 seconds to play right now. With the 5 seconds to go, and there are the flags. And the clock stops with 5 seconds to go. It is delay of game, a 5-yarder against the Longhorns. It's going to be marched off.
So Texas is going to wind up the evening 3-0 with victories over Rice, North Texas State, and now the University of Miami Hurricanes. And the Hurricanes, of course, take on Vanderbilt next week. They've got a tough schedule coming up, too. Both of these teams play awesome schedules, but Miami has Vanderbilt, and then they've got Mississippi State, which was a winner today over Florida. Notre Dame is on the schedule. People beginning to wonder about Notre Dame after 2 straight losses, but Penn State is in there. And, of course, Texas has got some big games coming up in the Southwest Conference.
The pitch goes to Walker. He's drilled behind the line, and the clock ticks down. And it will tick down, and that is the end of the football game. Although the official is standing at the middle of the field right now. The official is standing right at the middle of the field right now, and they've still got a second left on the clock. And they're telling everybody to go off the field. The game is not over.
We had this, you know, in the Florida game that we telecast. Florida had about 1 second remaining on the clock, and they got another play and almost kicked a field goal to win it. Well, the Canes don't have possession, but they're going to have to run out that 1 second on the clock, and they're going to do it right now with a 1st and 10 situation. No, it's a 4th down situation.
So with the situation now at a 1st and 10, the ball at the 29-yard line, the Hurricanes get one more play. The Hurricanes get one shot at it.
Oh,
Texas leads by a score of 14-7.
Oh, 1 second. Oh, here we go. You
can bet that Texas is going to be playing a dropping back and looking to throw long as a quarterback, and he hangs it up there, and it is caught on the far side, goes out of bounds on the far side, and that is the end of the football game. And the Texas Longhorns defeat the Miami Hurricanes 14-7.
We'll be back with some final words right after this. Final score, Miami Hurricanes 7, Texas Longhorns 14.